What's up guys, and welcome back to the next episode of this Volkswagen Transporter T4 camper van conversion. So in today's episode we're going to be fitting a reversing camera and a mirror system into the van, just to allow for easy viewing when you're reversing the camera, getting into any parking spots, anything like that. The kit that I've actually bought is a replacement rear view mirror kit. It literally clips over the existing mirror that's in the van, and then you've got the cables that link up to the camera that runs all the way to the back. And then we have the camera itself that's going to get mounted probably underneath the bumper. I was thinking it's either going to go in the under the bumper or in the tailgate where the handle is to lift the tailgate up. But I don't really want to start drilling holes into the tailgate, so I'm thinking I'll probably mount it under the bumper. They're relatively simple, straightforward to fit. The camera themselves do need a wire from the van to turn it on and off, like a power source. If you want it on permanently, you need to have a permanent power feed going to the camera. If you want it to just come on when you're going into reverse, the best thing to do is actually to splice a line off the reverse cable light that goes into the rear quarter cluster of the light panels in the back. Obviously the reverse light only comes on when reverse is selected, and if you tap the power off that light, then it means that this camera itself will only come on when reverse is selected. When the camera comes on, it automatically flips the rear view mirror from what is a mirror into a full digital screen that gives the display from the camera as well. And obviously when the camera is not in use, as you should be able to see there, it's just a standard rear view mirror as well. That's why I like these systems. You don't have big screens or anything like that on your dashboard shouting out that you've got some electronics in the van. It's relatively tidy once all the cables are all tucked up into the headlining and ran along the headlining or underneath the van. If you're after anything like this, the rear view cameras, the camera and the mirror systems, anything like that, check the description below of the video. I'll have links going up to eBay where I bought this exact same setup. So if you're looking for similar sorts of stuff, check the link below. So as I say, with the camera going to the back of the vehicle, I'm probably going to be mounting it around the tow bar area, somewhere around there. I was thinking of putting it underneath the handle for the tailgate itself, but as I say, I just don't really want to start drilling into the rear tailgate itself, so it's probably going to go on the bumper, but it's still to be decided yet. So let's get cracked on, let's get some tools out, some safety gear out, let's get all of this camera mounted up, all the wiring fed all the way through to the front of the vehicle, get the mirror mounted on as well, and see what it looks like when it's all functional and working. Right, so I've got the camera nicely mounted underneath the tow bar. I figured that's going to be the best place for it. If I didn't have a tow bar, I would have mounted it directly to the bumper. But with the tow bar being there, I've just mounted it directly to the frame instead. And that's not going anywhere. As you can see, that's nice and solid. For the negative, just to ground it off as well, inside the light clusters, there's actually a full grounding nut there that all the other light clusters are ground to as well. So I'm just going to be putting a little loop on that and grounding the camera off to exactly the same place that all of the other light cluster is. So once this is all connected up and secured up, that's the camera side done, and then we just got to work on the monitor / mirror side at the front as well. But it's coming along nicely, so let's get this all wired up, cabled up, and get it all finished off. Right, so to get power to the mirror itself, I've got the cables running from the mirror. I've just slightly tucked them under the headlining, but they're not secured yet. As you can see, I've got the sun visor still to mount back up. But the cabling's going to run inside the headlining, down the A-pillar there, and then I'm going to tap into the power off the light that's inside the glove box. That is a relay switched light, so it doesn't provide power unless the ignition's turned on the van itself. So it should mean that there's not going to be any parasitic power draws or anything like that. Now for the grounding, I've taken the full glove box off, and behind here, behind some of the sound deadening things, there is one of the main grounding chassis. Don't know how well you'll be able to make it out there, but you should be able to make it out there. That's one of the main grounding points for the electrics inside the van. So I'm going to be grounding off the mirror to that, power to the cable going to the light in the glove box, and then we'll get the AV cable connected up, and that hopefully should be it. So I'll crack on, I'll get all this cabling run down the pillars, get it all cabled up and connected up, and then we'll see if it all works when it's all powered on. Right guys, so that's the mirror in place with all of the wiring tucked up into the headlining above as well. Now I was going to wire the camera and the mirror from the reverse light at the back of the van, so when the gear sticks popped into reverse, that would initialize the camera and the screen when the reverse light comes on as well. But instead of going down that route, I've actually wired both the screen and the camera to a permanent live that's behind the glove box in the VW T4s. That means that as soon as the ignition's turned on and you get the lights on the dash, that gives a light inside the glove box as well, that little top light. If the ignition's turned off, no power goes to that. So by splicing off the power that goes to the light inside the glove box, I've been able to get the screen on a permanent live, oh sorry, a permanently switched live. So as soon as the ignition comes on the dash, the screen itself comes on the rear view mirror as well, and the camera lights up at the back of the vehicle. Now it's really quite hard to actually make out on the when I'm trying to record it, but even though the screen is on, you can still use the mirror as a normal rear view mirror, because either side of the screen as well, that's still just a normal standard mirror coating. So you can use either side of where the screen is as a standard mirror, or you can use the screen in the center as well. Now obviously this is the preferred method that I've always used on the last couple of conversions. As I say, you can have them wired onto the reverse, so the screen and the camera only turn on the reverse. But I've been doing a few vans that have had solid rear doors. And with solid rear doors, you don't have a chance to have any sort of rear view mirror. So that's why I've gone down the permanently live camera and output screen on the last couple of conversions. So that's what I've done with this one as well. Now, if you're after any of the items that I've fitted in this video, check the link in the description of the video below, and that'll be going out to eBay, where I've bought, well, probably most of the items in this conversion so far to date as well, including this rear view camera and the mirror output as well. So check the description beneath the video below, and that'll be going out to eBay, where I've bought this exact kit as well. And as you can see, the new mirror literally just clips over the old mirror as well, so you don't have to go around replacing any of the mirror suction points or mounting points or anything like that. Anyway, I'm quite happy and pleased with how this has come out anyway. It's a nice working rear view camera. It just gives that extra little bit of information of what's behind you at any given time as well. So I say I'm happy and pleased with how it's turned out. It's a nice neat install. There's no obvious wires or cabling or anything like that, apart from the one little cable that's going from the mirror into the headlining. But obviously after that, everything's hidden away in the headlining itself as well. So I hope you found the video useful. If you did, consider giving the video a good old thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button, and I'll be uploading weekly videos of this conversion as we go along, converting this Volkswagen Transporter from what was a little day van into more of a fully fledged camper van conversion. So as I say, check the link in the description below for the camera and the mirror. Give the video a good old thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you on next week's video of this VW T4 camper van conversion. Thanks for watching. Cheers.